Welcome everyone. This practice is a variation on the classic moon salutation. We practiced this in class recently and everybody really enjoyed it. You'll need nothing but your yoga mat for this one. Have a lovely evening. Okay, so we'll start seated. Come down and find yourself a comfortable seat on the mat. Whatever that looks like for you is fine. If you'd rather be kneeling, that's okay. If cross-legged doesn't work for you, you can have the legs stretched out straight in front of you. So finding your comfortable seat, somewhere you can sit up tall. So maybe taking some of the flesh of the bum out from underneath you so you can find yourself up on your sit bones. And then you're just going to let the hands rest wherever it's comfortable. Just maybe be a little bit mindful about what you've done with the hands. So if the hands are in the lap, just check that they're not also bringing the shoulders with them and starting to sort of cave the body in. See if you can find some breadth across the chest and some height in the torso. You want to feel that sort of long line of energy running from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head here. So you're lengthening through the spine, feeling the root down to rise up. So we're going to start off with some easy, slow breaths. Closing the eyes if you feel comfortable, or maybe just dropping the chin and bringing the gaze down at the mat just ahead of you. You're starting to see if you can slow down and lengthen the breath here. Draw the breath out long, maybe counting a full 4 counts on your inhale and a full 4 counts to match it on your exhale. Seeing if you can slow and steady the breath. Notice if the breath is smooth and fulfilling here, or if it feels shallow and catching and restricted. See if you can find a way to make the breath move all 4 sides of the torso. So the belly, the outside edges of the rib cage and the back body at the same time. So when you inhale, you really feel the 4 sides of the torso expand. And when you exhale, everything closes in and softens down. If you've got the eyes closed, feel free to keep them closed here. You can follow the sound of my voice. We're only going to add some very gentle movement. On your next inhale, you're going to bring the shoulders up to the ears. Draw shoulders up to the ears, squeeze at the top. Exhale, shoulders come back down the back body, plugging in on the back of the body. Inhale, draw the shoulders to the ears. 2 more times. Exhale, sink them down and away. 1 more. Inhale. In your own time, you bring the shoulders all the way up. Find some pressure, a little squeeze at the top. Exhale. Sink the shoulders back and down. See if you can leave them here in their final position, plugged in on the back body, soft and relaxed. We're going to move into a gentle side stretch. So you're going to start off by inhaling both arms up overhead, finding some length as you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, you're going to softly bring left fingertips to the mat. Give yourself plenty of space here as you reach right fingertips to the ceiling, and you're going to lengthen right fingertips up and over towards the left, looking for a side stretch from your right hip all the way up to your right fingertips. You can look up at the top hand if that's comfortable in the neck, or you could just let the head hang. You let the neck be really soft, the left shoulder away from the ear, let the head and neck be really relaxed. You're going to inhale both fingertips up overhead, go slowly, pull the belly in. Exhale, right fingertips come down to the mat this time. Give yourself plenty of room, find length in the left hand. Exhale, draw the left hand up and over. So finding that hip to fingertips stretch on the left hand side, and you're keeping the left sit bone grounded down onto the mat. Inhale, draw both fingertips up overhead, lengthen. Exhaling, this time you're going to bring the right hand down onto the left knee. So you're drawing the opposite hand to opposite knee. Don't worry if you've gone a different way to me, that's fine, we'll do both sides. And your back hand comes round to support you at the back. You inhale, draw the chest up long. Exhale to turn the body. Find a gentle twist here. Inhaling draws you back to centre, lengthen the arms up overhead. Exhaling, left hand comes across to a right knee this time. Right hand back behind you to support you and help the spine be long. You're lifting on your inhale, lengthening. Exhaling to turn the body. Inhale, draw it back to centre, bring fingertips up overhead, reach. Exhaling, you're going to bring the fingertips forwards and down, and you're going to make your way onto all fours here for tabletop. So however you get there, that's fine. Maybe you're rolling up and over the knees to find your way into your all fours tabletop position. So, setting the hands up underneath the shoulder blades, fingertips spread wide, palms active, fingers grip the mat, and then thinking about the knees, they're hip width distance apart, and the tops of the feet press down into the floor to feel the thighs active, the low belly starts to engage and become active here. And you're broadening across the back of the body, sending shoulder blades out right to left and pulling the belly in, up into the spine, so you've got a neutral flat back. We're going to take our cat-cow from here. So we'll start off linear, and then we'll play with it a little bit and find some freestyle. You're going to drop the belly down on your inhale, lengthen and lift the chest, broaden through the collarbones. Look up. Exhaling, you push the floor away and arch through the back. Look back at the knees, round the spine here. Inhale to reverse, drop the belly down. Find your way into your cow pose. Lift the chest, maybe lift the corners of the mouth slightly. Exhale, round it in. Push the floor away. Pull the belly up to the spine, look back at the knees. Inhale, one more, last time, dropping the belly down in your own time, finding your way into your back bend as you arch the spine here, and then rounding in on your exhale. Push, push, push the floor away, hands are active. You're looking back at the knees, tops of the feet push down into the mat. Inhaling, you'll draw back to a neutral spine. And if you've done class with me, you'll know where we're headed now. We're going to find a bit more fun in our cat-cow. So ditch the sensation of moving in a linear way. And you're going to still following your breath. Start by dropping the belly down. But then you can take the belly out in any direction that suits you. I like to think maybe about having a hula hoop around my waist that I'm trying to turn as I rotate through the back. So rolling through it in a more circular way. Making sure you take it back the other way as well. You could roll the weight through into the wrists, challenge the wrists a little, send the weight back into the hips, stretching out the back body. You could maybe bend through the elbows and roll the shoulders here. So taking anything that feels good for you and spending as long as you like doing it. So pause the video if this feels really good and you'd like to hang out here for a bit longer. Maybe bumping the hips left to right as you wag your tail. You could look back for your tail and find a side stretch. Anything that feels good here on all fours. And then we're going to work our way from here into downward facing dog. So coming back to join us in neutral, you'll tuck the toes underneath you and push the floor away. As you push the floor away, send the hips back to the heels. So the hands are active here. They're actively pressing the hips back towards the heels, and there's some resistance from the toes. If I push with my hands, my feet resist. There's a little spring. You're going to use that spring, and it's the spring that will uncoil and send the hips high. You reach the hips up and back, and you found yourself in your downward facing dog, and it's maybe the first time you've been here today. So maybe having a pedal out of the feet might feel nice, bending through one knee then the other, maybe both knees together, that might feel good. You bring the belly down towards the thighs. You're looking back at the feet, the back of the neck is nice and long, hands are active here on the mat, fingertips grip the mat. From here, we're going to work our way into our forward fold. So look forwards between the thumbs. Inhale here. Exhaling, you're going to walk the feet forwards to the top of the mat, bringing them all the way up to the place where the wrists were. And you're hanging out in your forward fold over the legs. You can grab hold of opposite elbows here if that feels nice. Maybe having a pedal through the legs. Crown of the head is heavy, dropping towards the floor. Back of the neck is long. We're going to roll up to stand. Let the fingertips gently rest on the mat. Put a really deep bend in the knees. Tuck the tailbone underneath you. And scooping out the belly and hollowing the body, you'll round up, rolling through the vertebrae one at a time, all the way up to the top. Take a breath at the top. It can feel really nice when you get up to the top there. So we're going to move through our moon salutation now. This next string of postures makes up the flow of the class, taking you through from one side to the other, working through the poses of this moon salutation variation. We're going to start at the top of the mat. Feet are hip width distance apart. And you're going to inhale the arms up overhead. Big inhale as you reach up. Look up at the fingertips as they go. You're going to bring the palms together. Inhale, reach to the ceiling. Exhale, take the fingertips over to the left. Lengthen the right side of the body here. Body in one line if you can. Inhale back to center. You'll take the fingertips over to the right. Draw the fingertips over across, stretching down the left side of the body. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bring the hands through heart center to rest in prayer at the heart. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale, dive long over the legs. Bend the knees as much as you need to send yourself long over the legs. Fingertips touch down on the mat. As you inhale, find a halfway lift. Fingertips to knees, lengthen through the crown of the head, draw the back to a flat position. Exhale, fold it in, slide the hands down the legs, fingertips are resting on the mat. From here, we're going to step the right leg back behind us. So it's not a massive step. You want to be able to get both heels firmly grounded on the floor here as you step the right foot back and both sets of toes still point towards the front of the mat. So from here, if the floor is really far away, use a couple of books or yoga bricks if you've got them, either side of the front foot to give you a little bit of support, bring the floor up to you. If the floor is fine for you, you're going to see if you can get both legs straight. If you can't get both legs straight, a micro bend in this front knee is going to work wonders. When you found your variation of pyramid pose, you're going to take an inhale, lift the chest and lengthen, push the floor away. Exhale, chest draws down and forwards. As you fold over the front leg, you think chin to shin one day. Inhale to release that. You're going to step the right leg back a little bit further. Exhaling, you're going to land the right knee silently. You're going to drop the knee down with so much control that as it touches the floor, there's no sound. Untuck the back toes. Take the fingertips back behind the front heel. You're going to take a big inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Lengthen fingers to the ceiling. As you exhale, soften the arms. Let the elbows bend slightly, the shoulders plug in on the back body, and the hips can nudge forwards in space just to touch. Inhale here, reach up overhead. Exhale, fingertips down over the front foot. So there's a transition here that lots of people find a bit tricky. We're going to go slowly and I'll show you two options. You're going to roll, you're going to tuck the back toes underneath you, pop the back knee up off the floor and roll the back heel down onto the floor. This is the start of both variations. You're going to take the front toes and turn them towards the side of the mat, which should allow you to roll the right toes up. If that's not happening for you, you're going to stay lifted and walk the weight across like this. So you're just transitioning to your back knee. If the back toe's lifted, fab, you're going to maybe challenge yourself, bring the hands up to heart center, challenge the balance, pull the belly in, take a big inhale breath. Exhale. You're going to slide it across, keeping the bum as low as you can. So you'll see that from the other side when we take it back around. You're going to walk the fingertips out around the front foot. Let the back foot roll as it wants to, and you're going to end up in your low lunge on this side. Just check if you need to bring the front foot forwards a touch to give you enough space. Fingertips come back behind that front heel. Take a big inhale, sweep fingertips up high, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Elbows bend slightly, shoulders plug in, hips nudge forwards. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold in over the front leg, fingertips to the mat. Tuck the back toes, pop the back knee off the floor, lengthen through the heel, and then you're going to step this back foot in just enough that you can set up your pyramid pose on the other side. Maybe noticing if you need a slightly different setup for this side. Don't worry if that's the case. Both sets of toes point towards the front edge of the mat now, and if you need those bricks and bolsters, bring them with you. Pressing the floor away, you're going to inhale, lift the chest and lengthen. Exhale, fold in, chin to shin, hips draw towards the back of the room. You lengthen over the front leg. Nice. Inhale, draw the weight into the fingertips, put a micro bend in the front knee. Exhale, step the left foot up to match the right foot, and you're back in your forward fold. You let the body hang over the legs, and on your next inhale, fingertips come to the knees, you take a halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold it in. Fingertips behind the heels. Big inhale, sweeps fingertips up overhead as you find your way all the way up to the top, palms touch. At the top, exhale, fingertips go to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, take it to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands through prayer at the heart. Lovely, and you know where we're headed. We're headed back across the mat in the other direction. So we'll take this second round slightly quicker. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, fingertips go left. Inhale to centre. Exhale, fingertips go right. Inhale through centre. Exhale, draw all that energy in, hands meet prayer at the heart. Inhale here. Exhale, dive along over the legs. Bend the knees as much as you need to, bring fingertips to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to knees, or if you're feeling warmed up in the core, fly the arms back behind you, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Right foot steps back first of all. Send the right foot back to set up the pyramid pose. Called a pyramid because you're creating this triangle shape between the legs. Both legs perfectly straight as best as you can. Both toes face towards the front of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest and lengthen. Exhale, fold in, chin to shin. Inhale, bring weight into the fingertips. Stepping right leg back just to touch your exhale, right knee to the floor. Untuck back toes, inhale, big sweep. Lift and lengthen and then soften in. The shoulders plug in, the elbows be soft, the chest be lifted. Inhale, fingertips long. Exhale over the front leg. Tuck the back toes underneath you. Pop the back knee off the floor and ground the back heel down. Bring the left fingertips inside the left foot and walking your way around, bring the left toes with you. If you can, you're finding your way to Skandasana, stretching out the back of the right leg. If this is inaccessible, don't worry about it. You're going to stay here, you're going to stay lifted, and you're going to walk the way across using the fingertips. Whichever variation you've gone for, making that transition carefully. If you're here in Skandasana, toes pull towards your face. Hands might come to heart center, challenge your balance. Take a big inhale breath here. Exhale, slide it across. Fingertips come down to the mat and you're walking your way around the front knee. Let the toes go where they want to go as they turn you in to find your low lunge on this side. Untuck the back toes. Fingertips behind the front heel. Take that big inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale to soften. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale long over the front leg. Tuck back toes. Pop the back knee off the floor. Step the left leg in. So you're finding your set up a pyramid on this side. You're looking to straighten out both legs. Inhale, push the floor away, lift the chest, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold in, chin to shin. Inhale, draw some weight into the fingertips, put a micro bend in the front knee, step the left leg up to match the right leg. Take an inhale breath here, find your halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Fingertips behind the heels. As you inhale, you take a big sweep with the arms overhead. Enjoy the stretch at the top, palms come together. Exhaling, fingertips go over to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, fingertips to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale here. Exhale here. Take another breath. Exhale, dive along over the legs. Separate the feet as much as you need to find your way down onto the mat. Whether that means coming down through a squat, if that's available, or simply bending one knee and then the other and making your way down to the mat carefully. We're going to make our way down to the mat, finding ourselves on our backs, setting ourselves up to soften out of that flow. So drawing yourself down onto your back, you let the soles of the feet rest on the floor, and the soles of the feet want to be roughly mat width distance apart, so they're quite wide here. Soles of the feet are on the edges of the mat. Hands can rest on the belly, or if you've got lots of space, you could take the arms out wide at shoulder height. You're letting the lower back melt down. Maybe bring the knees to rest on one another so the lower back can be really soft. Take a couple of breaths here. If you really need a minute to catch your breath after that flow, pause the video and stay here just for a couple more breaths and catch us up when you feel ready. You're going to bring the knees to face up to the ceiling. Knees point directly up to the ceiling, and we're just going to gently massage through the low back by bringing the knees left and right. So you exhale, send both knees over to the left, windscreen micro the knees, let the feet stay where they are. Inhale, bring the knees back through centre. Exhale, take the knees over to the right hand side. And you can keep going with this for as long as you like, moving at your own speed. Again, if it feels really nice and you need an extra moment, pause the video. Come back and catch us up when you feel ready. If you're sticking with me, take one more each side. Back to centre. And then you're going to release yourself down into your final Shavasana, whatever that looks like for you. So if having the knees bent really is good for the low back, you'll just bring the knees together and let them be soft and heavy. If you feel like you want to, you can extend the legs out in front of you. Maybe feet are about mat width distance apart and the hands rest palm face up to let the chest be open and easy. And you'll tuck the chin into the chest slightly. You can stay here for as long as you like, coming back to your normal, easy breath. When you feel like it's time for you to transition out of the practice, you might think about bringing the hands to heart center, maybe bringing the hands up to the third eye space, pressing the knuckles of the thumb into the space between the eyebrows might feel nice. Give yourself credit for showing up on the mat today. You could separate the hands and just let them cascade over the face, finding a lovely little bit of self-massage at the temples as you draw the hands down the face, maybe coming onto the jaw. And then letting go, coming up carefully, finding your way back to your day. It's been lovely practicing with you. Thank you so much.